Okay, so we're holding on Tzadik Tesima Beis. The Gemara tells us, Shita Omer Le'echad V'loi L'shnayim. If the Mishalech said, sell one of my fields and not two of them, sell a core, one of my fields, which is a core and not two of them, then obviously he can only sell Omer Le'echad V'loi L'shnayim. He can only sell, the Shtech can only sell one field and not two. And if he sells two, then that's going to be a toast, and the sale is going to be null and void. However, what is the halacha if he just said echad stam? What if he said echad stam? Sell one of my fields, and doesn't specify and not two of them. Stam my. If he says echad stam, that means sell one, but do not sell two. When I say sell a core, one field, that means sell one of my fields and don't sell two of my fields to equal that core. When I sell a core, that means you could sell as many of my fields as are necessary in order to equal that car. Even though I said sell a car, so one field of a car, but I didn't mean exclusively one field. That's just a normal colloquial way to speak. That's the lingo. So I said one, but I really meant as many as you need to in order to get up to that full amount. Rav Nachman the Surah. Rav Nachman came to the Surah. Oy legabe Rav Chizda v'Rabbi bar Rav Huna. So Rav Chizda Rabbi came to Rav Nachman. Amrulei, and they said to Rav Nachman, Ki agav le'mai. Okay, let's continue where we left off. So, what's the halacha if he said echad stam? So Nachman agreed with them that when he said one, he didn't mean only one. One means as many fields as you need in order to equal a car. They asked from Nachman, what if the Mishleach made a mistake? He undersold the property. You're telling me that when the Mishleach says sell a field, sell a core, can be as many as you want. What if he undersold the property? Is that included in the validity? Does that make a valid sale even though he undersold it? I wasn't talking about when the shliach made a mistake. I said when the Mishalech said sell one field, and the shliach sells two, then it's still valid. But when the shliach undersells, he undervalues the field and sells for too cheap. I wasn't talking about that case. How can you undersell a field? There's no set value for fields, and therefore there's no no by fields. That's only true when the Baal Bayit undervalued his field and sold, undervalued his house and sold for too much. But if the shliach made the mistake and sold it for too cheap, I sent you to do me good and not to mess me up. In other words, there's a shas concept. Anytime you have shlichus, the shliach, if he makes a mistake, if he messed and through his mistake, he is causing problems for the one who sent him, for the mishaleach. The mishaleach can say, our shlichus ended. I sent you as a messenger to do good for me. The fact that you messed me up, causing me a loss, I never empowered you for that. And therefore, the shlichus is not batal u'mevutal null and void. The Gemara, who made such a distinction by oinah between, or in general, between a shlich and a baal bayis? The Mishnah says, if you send a shliach to take off truma for you, he's supposed to figure out how much of the baal bayis want to remove and do that. In other words, we know that truma midirabanan has to be 1/40, 1/50, or 1/60. Those are the three shiurim. If he's an ayin toiva, if the balabais is an ayin toiva, he gives the kohen 1/40th, 2.5%. If he's got a baininess, he gives 2%, 1/50th. And if he's an ayin ra, he gives 1/40th. He gives 1/40th, which is 1/60th. I'm sorry. If he's an ayin ra, he gives 1/60th, which is obviously less than 2%. And what is it? 1.8, 1.9%. So the shliach is supposed to figure out how much would the
1.67%.
Thank you. The shliach is supposed to figure out how much would the mishaleach want to be teirim, how much you want to give, and go based upon the that estimation. Many idea that Balabais is teirim bebenis, but if he doesn't know what the Balabais normally would give, so he gives bebenis. Echad mechamishim, which is 1/50. If he did 1/10 too much or 1/10 too little, in other words, if he did 1/50th or 1/40th or 1/60th, Truma, it's still valid. That's still valid. So we see by a shliach, he's only allowed to mess up Piches Asara or Yisif Asara. Vilu Gabi Balabais Tanyo, Torah Balabi other Filu Echamich Eschim to us. But by a Balabais, you say no. The Balabais was planning on giving it 1/50th, 2%, and he ended up giving how much? 5%, 1/20th. A radical difference. Nonetheless, it's valid. So we see a very strong distinction between a shliach and a Baal Habayis. So too over here by Oino, the Kakos, we can say there's a distinction by a shliach and a Baal Habayis. That when the shliach makes a mistake, it has to be a minimal or no mistake at all. Whereas when the Mishaleach makes a mistake, we say, ain't another Kakos, just like by Truma. Toshma. So now, going back to the original question, Echad Stam, do we say, when a person says, sell one of my field, one core, does he mean one and not two, or does he mean one, as many fields as you want, in order to get to that core? Tashma, Kesubos Arba Me'ezuz, Macha, Lezeva Mana, Lezeva Mana, Lachrain, Shava Mana, Vedina B'Mane, Shalacham Badr, Shkulan, Machan Kaim. According to our Mishnah. Our Mishnah, if a lady has a 400 zuz ksuba, she goes to her husband's field and she sells one for 100, one for 100, one for 100, one which is worth more than 100. She only sells it for 100. This way, she's now able to get her 400. Says the base, and since that last one was really worth more than you sold it for, so that last one is bata. That last mechira is bata. Hold on, what do we see from here? That she's able to, if she would not have made the mistake, she would have sold it for its proper value, it would have been okay. In other words, even though when she's supposed to get 400, that's in the case of Echad Stam, the husband really wanted to give her one field worth 400, but she did it in a way of selling 4 fields, that's still valid. So we see Echad Stam, Itafilu, Shnaim, Afilu Me'ah. Answers the Gemara, no. No raya. Why? Because our Mishnah is talking about a case of the husband has a bunch of small properties. Each small property sells individually. She sells individually. So if you had one large property, she wouldn't be able to sell some, smaller properties. But since he had a bunch of small little individual properties, then Avada, of course, he's okay with her selling multiple small properties to equal her full amount. Says the Mishnah, Shum hadayonim shepichsa shtus or yisil shtus, machram batel. There's a din of you can't undervalue, you can't overvalue. So to a dayan. A dayan comes to the property, and he overvalues it. He estimates that it's worth 1/6 more than its actual market value. It's not a valid estimation. It's not a valid shamaut. It's not a valid estimation of the price, assessment of the price. Rashbag says no. Shimon Gamliel says if you null and void the shum of the dayanim, then what power does Beis Din have? You're undermining the power of the courts. So even though they might mess up and they might overvalue or undervalue something, different than the market value, doesn't matter. They have extra power because they are the courts. Aval, imasu igeres bikeres beinayim. But if they sent out a igeres bikaros, which Rashi says is a hacharaza, they announced, and people are starting to investigate and look into it, and they all know that this is what Beis Din's about to do. They're about to overvalue or undervalue. Then then even if they messed up big time, the mechira is still valid. If a shliach makes a mistake, in other words, I sent a shliach to sell my field. He makes a mistake. He sells the field for too little. How much was he off by? He was off by a sixth. So do we say the shliach is like a dayan, that a dayan up to a sixth is valid? You say shliach is like an almana who sells her ex-husband's field, if she's off even by a little bit, the mechira is bata. So the shliach like an almana is the shliach like a dayan. You buy the shliach keman, Rav Amar Rav Nachman shliach k'dayanim. They're like dayanim, that he's able to make a mistake up to a sixth and the sale is still valid. Rav Shmuel bar Bisna Amar Rav Nachman k'almana. The shliach's like an almana, that as long as the shliach's off by a little bit, the mechira is bata. Rav Amar Rav Nachman shliach k'dayanim ma dayanim lav lididhu avshtefram lav lididhu. Just like the dayanim are not dealing with their own, they're not helping themselves out, they're not dealing with their own money, so too, this shliach is not dealing with his own money, he's not helping himself, he's not doing business with his own possessions. So Mamela, he's like a dayan. La fuke almana, diladida. Almana is helping herself out. She's selling the land in order for her own personal interest of getting the money to pay her ksuba. Rav Shmuel, that a shliach is like an almana. Ma'almana yichido. One person of shliach yachid is one person, and therefore an almana, if she messes up by a little bit, the mechira is bata. So do a shliach, if he messes up by a little bit, the mechira is bata. Afuke Beis Din the Rabbi. Those are the Beis, which are a lot of people. The Elchazar shliach k'almana. Allah is a shliach is like an almana, that even the slightest mistake will invalidate the sale. Ma'ishno mehod is not having the sukkah tape to run during kidas balbayis. Many days that the balbayis time beveni. Ech mechmish bachas jus. Hoysish to asara pichas asara siva asara shumas truma. So we see over there that if he makes a mistake, it's not automatically the truma is null and void. Why is it? We say shleich like an almana, that if the shleich makes a little bit of a mistake, the whole mechira is null and void. But by truma, he's allowed to make a mistake. He doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Says the Gemara, "Hasam keep the ikad the Torah b'ayin yara, ikad the b'ayin yafe." Amalei la'ari amaraticha. Since there are people that will normally give truma of 140, some will give 150, some will give 160. So if this shliach, instead of doing the 150, if he decided to do 160, it's not really off his rocker. He's following what normal people do. So he could say, that's what I thought you would have done also. So the shliach truma is still valid. V'lhacha te'usahu. Here it was a mistake. The shliach undervalued the property, made a mistake. So the shliach said, I didn't want you to make my mistake with my money. I don't want you to mess up. By truma, the shliach is a valid time and say, I thought this is what you wanted. But by selling the land, it's not that he thought the mishalech wanted to undervalue the property. He made a mistake. If he made a mistake, the mechir is bought. Amar Ravuna bar Chanina, Amar Rav Nachman, halacha kedivrei chachamim. Halacha kedivrei chachamim. The halacha is like the chachamim, that if the dayanim mess up by a shtus or more, the shum is automatically null and void. Frek the Gemara, Velesa of Nachman, Makech, based in Yofe. Hold on, you're telling me Rav Nachman doesn't hold like Rav Shpag, Makech based in Yofe, he holds like the Chacham? Rav Nachman, Rav Shmuel, you say Mishabah Lachem because they have been. If you say them are coming to divvy up the Yerusha from their father, based on Mamilim of Apotropos, Uber them Chelik Yofe. Based on establishes for them an Apotropos, and he divvies up, decides everyone's property. Higdilu. However, when the Yisraelim get older, you have a Yosim Katan, he can't vouch for himself. So basically gives him an apotropos in order to vouch for him. But when he gets older, the Katan now can protest. Why? Why not? Because the Imke might get raising up. So we see that by Yisraelim, that Basin gave them an apotropos. We say, Rav Nachman himself says, and therefore the Ketanim that become Gedolim can no longer protest, because that was done in Maisa Basin. So to over here, Shuma Dayan, it's a Maisa Basin. Should be Makar Beis Yafet, like the Rashbag. Says Gemara L'Kasha. One is where they made a mistake, one is where they didn't make a mistake. What does that mean? The Mishnah said they made a mistake. That's why Rav Nachman says there's no Makar Beis Yafet. But if they didn't make a mistake, they have established an apotropos and he did his best, and this is the portion he could get for the Yisraelim after doing his best job, so then they have no valid claim to be Meicher. Correct the Gemara. If there's no mistake, so why does the Tanakh say to be Meicher? What's the Macha? What's their protest? We don't like what you did. Why is that valid Macha? Says the Gemara, they can protest that they got property in the wrong side of their father's property. In other words, they wanted, would have been better for us to take in the Mizrach, because I have a field close to there that I got from my mother. So better for me to get a field in the Mizrach, and the Apotropos got me a field in the Meir. So that's the Macha the Tanakh says. And Rav Nachman says, no, Makar Beis Yafet. Once basically made an Apotropos, he did his best job, he best he could, even though they're Meicha Beruchos, it's not a valid Macha. Kiyasa Rav Dima Omar Maiseh V'asa Rabbi Kedivrei Chachamim. It happened once. There was a Shuma Dayanim, and Rabbi followed the Psak of the Chachamim. Amar Levana Parta Benoisha Rabbi Elazar ben Parta ben Benoisha Rabbi Agodoi. Imkei Makar Beis Yafet. He said, if you follow the Chachamim, and when the Chacham made a mistake of their shum, their valuation was off by a sixth, and you undo the entire estimation, the entire assessment, what to take Beis Yafet? The Hechse Rabbi is a Meiser. The Rabbi undid the Meiser Beis. He said, no. He said, no. I'm going to follow, even though I originally thought Shema Dayan Shito, they made a mistake, then we follow the Chachamim, and we say the shum is invalid. Because of Makar Beis Yafet, he changed his mind. Rav Dimi Masni Hachi. Rav Dimi had a little different Messiah for the same case. Rav Dimi, that's where Rav Dimi learned. Rav Safra Masni Hachi. Rav Safra had a different Messiah of what happened in that case of Rabbi. Maise Bekius Rabbi Lazarus Kedivrei Chachamim. Rabbi wanted to follow the Divrei Chachamim. He wanted to undo the shum. Therefore, lo also Rabbi is a Maise. So what happened here? They came to Rabbi. Here's the pshat. What happened? Did Rabbi actually do a evaluation or made a mistake, changed the paskin that the evaluation is bottle, and then he said, no, the evaluation is still good? Or is the pshat Rabbi wanted to say the evaluation is bottle and he decided not to say that? Did he paskin the evaluation is bottle and he changed the psak, or he never paskin? Fragt the Gemara, it says the Gemara, Leben Hagen Mefugin. Maybe the machlekes is here, when Beis Din makes a mistake in a Mishnah, a Devar Mishnah, they're arguing, is that enough for Beis Din to undo a psak? They paskined against the Mishnah, they can undo a psak. So therefore, Rabbi thought, according to the first explanation, when he made a mistake in the Devar Mishnah, he can undo the psak. So it's after the psak. And Rav Safra says no, even after, once he paskin again, undo the psak. So it must be that Rabbi wanted to paskin that way and change his mind. And it's the Gemara, look, everyone agrees that if the Rabbanim make a toast from the Mishnah, you can undo the psak. Here, the machlek is just actually what happened. What actually happened? Omar Rav Yosef. Armelosa de Zabina Achrayis Ayasme. Two case, a almona who sells a field, and then they find out that the field that was sold was stolen or had a lien on it, and it now gets taken away from the Lekuchos. The Lekuchos come back to the woman and they say, "Hold on, give us our money back." The halach is that the Yisoim have to repay the Lekuach, and not the woman. Beis Din dezaven achrayis ayasmi. Similarly, if Beis Din sells a field of the Yisoimim in order to pay for the mezainis of the Isha or the Banis, then it gets taken away from the Lekuchos, then the Yisoimim have to repay the Lekuchos. Says the Gemara, Pshita almana leitzrichle ki yitzrichle beidina. Obviously, if the almana sells the field and it gets taken away from the Lekuchos go get their money back from the Yisraelim, not from the woman. The Chiddush is based in Ma'al the same called the Zavim mi beidina adai the made back like Kala. I would have thought anything that comes out of Beis Din, anything sold by Beis Din, is in order to. They make an announcement, and they're sure that the Lekuach knows all the deals. Therefore, we'd say there's no achrayis because the Lekuach knows he's buying it. It's a chance that there's a lien. He knows what's going on here. So therefore, we would say not that the Yisraelim have to pay, but there's no achrayis. Kemash Malon, that there is an achrayis. The achrayis is on the Yisraelim that they have to repay the buyer for the money if the field is taken away. Ad kan for today. Stop.